What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So my second Lucid video for the day, but like I alluded to on the first one, there was a Spaces call that Faisal Sultan was a part of, and it's basically to discuss automotive innovations, and it's in regards to this recent announcement on March the 6th with STC partnering with Lucid Motors to provide connectivity for Lucid customers. So Faisal was there to speak words of wisdom and how that really incorporates with the Saudi 2030 vision. So I just want to play this for you guys just in case you guys do not have Twitter and don't have any ability to actually listen to this, so you guys can kind of play it. In reality though, it's not as eye-opening as I would have initially kind of thought, because every time I've ever listened to Faisal Sultan, he does give a lot of good information, but this one he kind of seems a little bit more constrained and kind of laid back a little bit. But that's just my own opinion, who isn't a financial advisor, and these videos are for entertainment purposes only. So like I said, I'm just going to play this. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, and potentially if you did participate in this on Twitter, then yeah, you don't have to really listen to the remaining part of this, as this is just mostly for individuals that do not have Twitter. So like I said, we will get right to it. I'm just going to mute myself, and then for the most part, it is what it is. Okay, so like I said, let me know you guys' thoughts on all that in the comments below, and without further ado, let's get right to it.
Hello everybody, my name is 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 and I am hosting this space today. We will be exploring how STC, Saudi Arabia's digital enabler, is helping leading international automobile company Lucid Motors to enhance customer experience through technology. I am joined tonight by 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗖𝗧, Products and Solutions Vice President at STC, and Faisal Sultan, Vice President and Managing Director of Lucid Middle East. Welcome, gentlemen. It's great to have you both with us to discuss your new partnership announced just last month. Saud, can you tell us about how this partnership came about and provide a short overview of its aims?
Thank you, Adil, for hosting us, for having us, and really thanks for everyone who's attending. I hope that will be very beneficial to everyone here on this space. And special thanks to Lucid, our partner, where we can share our great story together, and I would say the good things are yet to come, inshallah. I would like to start from a vision that we started within the organization. I started with a big picture, which is our DARE strategy as an organization, or as STC. So part of our DARE strategy, which is digitize, reinvent customer experience, accelerating of our investments and what we have, as well as at the end, the E part, which is the expansion of scale and scope. Part of our expansion of scale and scope, we have a big ambition to scale up, whether in geographies and what we do, which is having a better, proper, I would say, expansions within the country, outside the country, within the same scope, which is the telecom business mainly. And because we are transforming into an ICT player, we want also to expand into new domains and new businesses. And as part of that, we identified connected cars and connected things, to make it even more generic, as part of our pillars and strategic pillars where we want to invest and we want to prepare and be ready for. And that's where we invested in platforms, we invested in infrastructure where we want to make sure that we are ready whenever great partners like Lucid comes in, and we can prepare and serve them very well. And this is where Faisal and I had a discussion around how can we support. And to be honest, there is no better than Lucid coming in and joining hands with us, because they have even a great vision when it comes to connected cars and the way that they want to deal with the great cars that they have. And this is when we had that discussion. We shook hands, we agreed and put the teams together. And as part of this engagement, now we are enabling Lucid cars with the great connectivity of STC, whether it's in Saudi or Bahrain or Kuwait. So this is in a nutshell the partnership and how did we start. Maybe Faisal also can elaborate more.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
we're very, very proud to be partnering with STC. A digital provider like STC, it definitely enables us, to have our connectivity services for all Lucid vehicles in the kingdom, and we expect that this collaboration will enable us to provide better connectivity services with advanced telematics and in-vehicle communication to enhance the digital driving experience for all our customers in the kingdom.
Well, Faisal, can you tell us a little bit about how technological change is impacting the automotive industry?
With the electric vehicles, basically you just have it's almost like having a computer on wheels, right? So you can have great connectivity. You can do a lot of your transactions while you're in the car. It is just a different type of experience. The platform, the digitization, the software, it allows you to do many things, multitask, almost like sitting at your office or home. But in this case, you're just driving the car. So the car is always connected to the outside world, and it lets you do multiple things, simultaneously while you're driving.
And Faisal, again, as an international company operating in Saudi Arabia, how do you see the kingdom's investment environment, and what opportunities do you see for growth and expansion in the region?
Well, I think Saudi Arabia is going through a tremendous transformation with the Vision 2030, and in all verticals, in all different industries, it is taking a lead. And I think in electric vehicles, it is also the same thing is happening. The Saudi Green Initiative that was recently announced that 30% electric vehicles will be sold by 2030 in the kingdom, especially in Riyadh, taking the lead on it, and then eventually, throughout the country. The infrastructure, we can see some of the electric chargers now popping up everywhere in homes and in gas stations and petrol stations and malls and living hotels and these type of things. So I think we see a great future for electric vehicles and mobility in the kingdom in the next 5-6 years, and it's a great opportunity, I think, to be part of this amazing transformation.
Talking about the transformation, the kingdom has ambitious plans to localize business operations across different sectors to provide more job opportunities and raise the participation level of the domestic population in the labor market. This not only provides great opportunities for us Saudis, but the incentives provided to the international private sectors are also game-changing. This is where international partners like you, Lucid, are invaluable to transfer your knowledge to our young and willing workforce. And we at the Ministry of Investment attach great importance to the experience of investors like Lucid in the kingdom, both domestic and international. And if you visit the Invest Saudi website, you will see that it hosts a wide range of information relating to the investment opportunities available in Saudi Arabia. And I urge everyone of you listeners interested to visit it for more information. Now to Saud, the global digital transformation is altering every aspect of society, and the kingdom is home to a young digital savvy population. Can you tell us about how this is impacting Saudi Arabia?
Absolutely, Adil. But if you allow me, I would like just to jump in on or continue on what Faisal mentioned around the future of mobility and transformation around the automotive industry in general. I believe Faisal is being very humble when he said that it's a computer on wheels. I think it's even a supercomputer on wheels, because the decisions that those new vehicles are taking within a split of second is massive, and the amount of data that is being collected and that sometimes transferring is also massive. That's where those vehicles needs to be, I would say, connected, as well as having the right processing power within those vehicles. Now, I'm gonna be a bit not too technical, but it's around the standards that are moving, which is called V2X, which is vehicle to anything. And this is a standard that is being set by the standardization bodies around how the vehicles are communicating with different areas and domains. I'll just give you an example. Vehicles are expected to communicate, as an example, with pedestrians, which is like maybe the owner of the vehicle, and this is available today. Vehicles will be connected and to the network, where it can go to a cloud, and this is where STC also comes in with the infrastructure that we have when it comes to cloud. Of course, security also will matter, and this is where also we come in to make sure that this communication is secure. There is also a communication which is called vehicle to vehicle, where cars will be able to connect and communicate with each other to make decisions, as well as vehicle to infrastructure. And believe it or not, vehicles are expected in the future, and part of the standards, that they will be communicating, for example, with the light poles or traffic lights, to be able to take decisions if there are emergencies or anything around it. This will unleash a new way of era of mobility, and this will enable, I would say, a big leap when it comes to smart cities and how those communications. And what we need to do, I'm talking about from STC perspective, is making sure that we have the infrastructure, we have those sensors integrated, connected, be prepared for those new wave of vehicles that will be connected. According to the US, by 2025, which is very soon, 70% of the cars will be expected to be connected. Yet with those connectivity and this data comes a new wave of services and wave of data analytics that will come in. And this will be a caveat to your question around the skilling or around the people that are available in Saudi, and what kind of digital transformation that could be done. Using this data will give us actionable insights about what is available on the streets, what's happening around there, and how can we really make changes. And even if we make any changes, we can even collect the data and make sure that we have insightful feedback around any decisions that we make. So I believe that the great things are yet to come. I cannot really imagine the future, how it would look like, because, those changes are massive. And if we give this and open it to the, I would say, the innovators that are available out there, I believe there are things that we cannot dream of that will happen with this access of this tremendous data. So this is when it comes to connected cars, and how do we see it in a nutshell.
If we take off the conversation away from automotive, what other industries STC is targeting for future partnerships?
Oh, thank you. That's a great question. Well, for us as STC, we consider ourselves as the digital enabler of the country, or the national champion when it comes to digital transformation. So what we are doing, there are lots of industries that we have a focus on. Instead of being more of a telco provider, we are coming as a digital enabler. And as part of that, we are focusing on certain industries. Smart cities is definitely one of them. We have great movements when it comes to healthcare. So we are enabling great use cases that are available, that we are doing with the Ministry of Health as an example, especially on the telemedicine space. We also are focusing on the industrial and logistics. And this is where we also partners, and we announced our partnership with the port authorities, where we digitized one of the ports in the kingdom. We started with one, actually we are working on 2 more, and where we can provide unique kind of digital transformation use cases that will have those ports enable them to provide more efficient operations with more safety, more security, as well as faster turnaround for the containers that they have. So those are, when I say industries, there are lots of use cases under each one of them, but this is in a nutshell or in high level, the industries that we are working on.
Well, thank you very much, Saud. I would leave the floor for any final remarks to Faisal and Saud, if there is anything you would like to add.
No, I think I would just like to re-emphasize that, great progress is being made, not only in, the Vision 2030 really is opening so many doors and so many opportunities in the kingdom for companies and for the population and for the world. Like, Saud said, it's just a catalyst of change, providing these opportunities, becoming leaders. And I think we're seeing the overall machine, in Saudi really change. The environment has changed. The business environment is becoming so much more friendlier. And, I think a great job is being done on that from policy perspective, and also from making the whole proposition so attractive for companies to come and invest. And thank you to Ministry of Investment and Invest Saudi program also. So great, Lucid couldn't be even, we're so proud to be really part of this whole change that is happening.
Thank you, Adil. I mean, from my side, I mean, what I would like to say is that, at least from my perspective, and I'm sure that all the Saudi citizens, we cannot be prouder than, living in this era of the country where we have a great leadership with the leadership of the Crown Prince 𝗖𝗓𝗧. We are setting the stage. I mean, in the past, we're looking at other countries. Now, basically, we are setting the scene, and we are, I would say, in a race with ourselves. There are many areas where, in my opinion, and I've seen it personally, we did things that haven't been done. So we're not looking at others. We are really setting the pace, especially when it comes to digital and when it comes to digital transformation and technological changes and development. And with that, it came this great environment. And thank you for, as a Ministry of, I would say, Investment, where you set the stage for and attracting those investments. And from our side, our role as STC and of course the national champions is to make sure that we are prepared for any investors that are coming and providing them with the right, I would say, environment, technological environments for them to thrive, and make sure that we set the stage and scene for the not only the region, but for the whole world.
Thank you very much, Saud. I asked you about your target for future partnerships. I haven't heard also from Faisal on the same question. Maybe you can tell us more about Lucid's recent cooperation with the Ministry of Human Resources, if you can speak to it.
Sure. Yeah, we one of the things that Lucid is very keen on is, we know that to be successful in the country, we need to have great talent that is completely in sync with what technology we're bringing. There's just amazing talent that is available that needs to be groomed. And the part of the agreement that we just signed with 𝗪𝗪 for HRDF kind of zooms into that whole process, where we identify young talent, that is coming out and taking them on and training them and then putting them in the workforce. And this training is abroad and also inside the country at different Lucid locations all across the globe, basically preparing them to be the next generation leaders, and then hopefully take Lucid to great heights, right, globally. So that's that was announced. I think everyone's heard about that, and we're looking forward to really get the output from that program as recent as this summer.
Well, thank you very much, Saud and Faisal. I think this concludes our space for tonight. I'm looking forward for our next sessions. It's great to hear about the partnership from you. I hope it grows from here.
Okay, so wasn't that something? In reality, I think this is why I don't really pay attention to a lot of spaces. There's a lot of, it's not really kind of smooth running, if you want to consider it that way. But I think every time Faisal does speak, it's fairly positive. Of course, coming from Lucid's standpoint, their biggest contribution from what he was saying outside of some minor technology is very much just linked to training skilled labor for Saudi Arabia to kind of take over and develop this 2030 vision. So of course, I think that's my takeaway. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below and what you got from this. So let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below, like I said. And without further ado, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.